Hey there, everybody. It's RCK, and I'm glad to have you back here again for our next episode in our Omni game we currently have going on, Fallen Empires. Today we're going to be looking at turns 31 and 32, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, in the previous turns, we've gone over a lot of things having to do with the Scalarian War. Well, now recently we have a busy and man going at it, and we also have the Emorian War, or Emorian coalition kind of going or kind of winding down at this point, which is quite interesting. So let's go ahead and see. Here we have a message that has arrived from Abizia. It says, now that man's god is dead, won't be seeing awe anymore. No messages from other neighbors, so not expecting any backstabs. That is good to know. Can try to start to reorganize, take forts now. His raiders are aweless. Uh, got a plan to make a thug black servant. That should be fun to see if it works, Diplo-wise. Just hoping my naps from my neighbors are kept while I'm occupied with man. Very true. I feel like due to the fact of majority of his neighbors either being at war with Scalaria or being at war with Ermor, I don't think he's going to have to worry about anyone. And we also see see a global come up from Arcosophaly. Now the global that was put up here was Mother Oak. Quite interesting that they went ahead and grabbed that. So let's go ahead and look at all the battles we currently have going on. So since we only have one battle from Satis, we will go ahead and look at that in Storm Woods. Satis is fighting independence. And it would seem that this is just a ping. Okay, it looks like he took care of all of the commanders in the province. Wonder if that limp or the limp here would cause him. I don't know if he's on hold. Okay, he's on hold and attack, or hold and attack closest, or cast spells on closest, something. Maybe advance and cast. So that is good. So he took that province for sure. Other than that, we have one battle here from Arcosophaly here in Ancient Woods. We will go ahead and watch that before we cover the Abyssian War going on. Looks like a commander with his phalanx units, few crossbows and slingers here against barbarians. Barbarian just looks different to me. He's got 12 protections, got iron cap and a full ring mail. Maybe that's why, because normally I don't see them. Yeah, they just usually have leather. It's weird to see one that has iron and ring mail on. Interesting. I thought it looked a little odd. See how well they do against barbarians. Honestly, it looks like they're doing pretty great. I don't see many damage pips coming up on this side, and they've taken them out. Let's look at the kills, honestly. Okay, so he had two of his really, really cheap units here die, and that was it. They took out 37 barbs. That was pretty good. I guess that's the difference between a barbarian lord and a barbarian chief. Interesting. A lot more expensive for the lord. Hmm. Cool, 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 cool. Um, we have a battle here with Ermor fighting Ashdod, of course, taking back a lot of the land that Ashdod took away from him. Because at this point, Ermor has been able to fight Manoff, Arcosophaly. It looked like they pieced. Oh, this is a big battle. Okay, so we have a lot of things going on here. I did not know that this was going to be Ashdod's last stand here. So, of course, we see Blessing. We see Divine Blessing being cast. We see Holy Blessing being cast, and we see Flaming Arrows being cast. Okay, so it looks like they're going to bless all their lictors at the same time. Ashdod's going to be blessing all his troops. Actually, the blesses already got off on that part. Okay, so both of them are completely blessed. We have Flaming Arrows being cast from what I assume to be, yeah, right here being Ashdod here. Other than that, let's look at the army composition. So, of course, we have the Solus in the front. Just to kind of take any arrow fire or charges, so be it. It's kind of the same here with this long deadline, followed up by Triarius and other things, and kind of a more, just kind of more, just more long dead at that point, followed up by their lictors here. These are things they want to keep alive. These are going to be their killing power right here. And then, of course, they have lictors on one flank, knights on the other flank, followed by Jorai here, and more velites in the back, probably on hold and fire close, or probably just on fire closest. I mean, there is a good chance that, due to them fighting Arcocephali recently and things like that, um, flying attack rear moves were to be expected. Do they have flying units? I think Arco does have some flying units, so something to keep in mind there. Probably just scripted to that, or just having guys in the back is always good if he's going to be using any kind of super combatants on attack rear or any way like that. Other than that, yeah, that's as far as the Ermorian line goes here. With Ashdod, we have a large line of Anakites here with their Bless, Quickness, and Ethereal, if I'm not mistaken, and that was it. They're starving, but that's something that the player already spoke about. He said he's not turning around. Doesn't matter if he's starving. He's going to stay and fight. Other than that, we have a few of the human slaves, just regular spearman units here. We have a lot of slings, so this actually might be very beneficial with fighting Ermor due to the fact of lictors not having helmets. And then as the slings are actually hitting the chaff, due to the fact of them having flaming arrows, they're going to do a great job versus chaff. Flaming arrows isn't going to help out against lictors due to the 15 fire resistance of the lictors, but hopefully they can get some headshots because these lictors are not going to have regen. But I will say that the Etherealness Bless is basically useless at this point. I mean, yeah, it's going to help against the chaff, but the lictors are going to be able to chop right through it. So that's very, very dangerous here for all these Anakites we have, of course. Seeing what else we may have here, any kind of other special things going on. We have the Prophet, of course, a Holy One, a Fire 3, which would be good, another Holy One. Lots of starving, so we might see some morale ticks here very shortly. Of course, the Anakites have very decent morale at 12 and 13, but all the other units here, 5 morale. I saw some at 2, some at 7. Rather low morale here, so it could be very, very dangerous for this army. But you have to think that majority of their HP pool is actually in the Anakites, so even if these guys leave, you still have to fight a decent number of Anakites for them to rout like that. So let's go ahead and watch this battle here. Sermon of Courage being cast. We have a couple of things going down. Fireball, Sermon of Courage. Of course, we see flaming arrows. Protection of the Sepulchre. It's made very nice. Looks like these lictors are going to meet the Anakites head on here in the middle. Oh, wish these Anakites would have stayed kind of just in more of a line formation, honestly. I mean, yeah, they're going to be strong in this group, but now that you have so many undead here going after your really low morale units, let's pause for a second. You have knights coming around the side. You have the undead here. You have your low morale units that they're already routing at this point. Yeah, your slings are going to help out some. Maybe these commanders are going to be very strong against the long dead, but not necessarily the knights. So this is getting very, very dangerous for him. Other than that, we do see this Anakite group. Of course, they're holding strong at the moment, but I don't think they're going to be lasting much longer. Just due to the higher attack density of lictors versus the Anakites here, even if they have quickness on them. Oh, we have a lot more kind of overflowing onto the sides on both sides. Other than that, we see a few Anakites here already routing. That is not good. We'll see some more routing. Things are not looking great for them. This might be 100%, or might be able to take out the entire army with all these units going around the backs. Because while these guys are retreating, they're going to have to fight these guys if they get in front of them. We have a few making a last stand here, kind of holding back the lictors, but at this point, of course, the writing is on the wall. The rest of the formation has broken. The mages are routing, trying to get out of there, but I highly doubt they will. You might get a few commanders out, but you are losing some mages at this point. And that is it, guys. It's definitely a tough run there for Ashdod ever since the beginning, but I think that is the final nail in the coffin there. But he was able to deal some damage. I mean, 20 knights is good, 5 lictors, it's only 5 death gems. Took out a lot of chaff, so it might kind of hinder his ability to siege forts. But 33 Anakites. uh, 20 of the more expensive Anakites, so that's 53 in total. That's pretty devastating. So it is what it is. Other than that, we have a battle here with the Indies attacking Machaca. We'll go ahead and watch that one as well here in this. Looks like a Earth Gnome. So it looks like the Earth Gnome is going to be taken out here, of course. So he was able to repel that independent attack. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at these Avizia versus Man. From the looks of it, lots of rating back and forth. So we'll just click through these really fast. So Avizia rating Man, Man rating Avizia. Avizia attacked Man, but was defeated. I guess he was checking the he's checking the province defense of Man itself, the capital, seeing if he is patrolling or not, which he's not. Man raiding Abizia, Abizia raiding Man, Man attacking Abizia and one because of Man raiding Abizia again. As the Arco battle, so Man attacked but was defeated here. Unfortunate for him, but very very weak force. Maybe it could have took. I mean, it could have taken out one PD, but with all the Ictids and stuff, that wasn't going to happen. Abizia raiding Man, Abizia raiding Man. Scouting, just pinging to see if he put any PD there. So also raids back and forth, but still, from the looks of it, Abizia is still even winning the raiding war or being able to counter raid efficiently enough. Other than that, it looks like he's going to be able to pull all of his units together and start capping Man at this point. Well, I mean, 200 units, Tower Guard Wardens, Avalon. But with his Bless gone, him losing that major fight, losing so many mages already, it's going to be very, very, it's going to be an uphill battle here at this point for Man for sure. Looks like there's a little bit of deep raiding here with some Wardens, but honestly, at this point, since you're not really able to overwhelmingly raid at this point, what was the use of taking him off 58 income when he might be going after your capital in a turn or two? I mean, at that point, I mean, you don't even have all of your cap circle. Um, it's a tough decision to continue raiding with a small force like this to try to get them back home, or will they not even be able to get back home in time for you to successfully use them well? But I could probably see wouldn't be able to do that. Does he own this throne yet? Okay, so I can see if they're owned or not. So he doesn't own this throne, but I could see this being a possibility of raiding this right here. If he didn't have it forted yet. I guess looking around to see if he had any forts or anything special going up, possibly Blood Hunters and raiding that could be fairly beneficial for you. But I don't know what else Man has hidden. Okay, so there was another raid back here in 89. Like, why didn't you hit 99? Maybe the troops were here instead. I don't know. Maybe they're here sneaking and this was the closest one they could hit. Both with PD 10 there. Yeah, I'm not sure if you could have been able to take that. Tough call. But yeah, definitely looks like Man is going to have an uphill battle if he is able to fight Abizia off in this war. We see lots of forces here in End. Looks like he's getting a lot of summoning done for like thugs and such. Safali. Of course, we still have Abizia we don't have, we have Satis who is still sieging down these forts from Scaleria. Scaleria's cap is still covered in troglodytes. Pretty decent amount, about 800 more skeletons here, 160 there. Not sure if he has his god back, but honestly, due to how many priests he has, not sure if he's wanting to reanimate or call his god back, because his god wasn't that much of a help in the last battle. We also have Machaca here sieging the fort that Scaleria took away from him a couple turns back whenever the war started, and Machaca had some trouble early on. So more than likely he will be storming this fort next turn due to fortification already broken down. I doubt Scaleria would push to stop Machaka here at this point, just due to everything that's currently going on here with Satis and the threats that Satis is putting on him. Because, I mean, honestly, we haven't seen Scaleria being able to repel Satis at this point. I mean, they had a very devastating battle here with Arcosophaly. I feel like they had a pretty decent fight with Machaka earlier on, but of course, after they lost so many with the Arco battle, of course, they kind of beat Arco off at that point, but that left them devastated as well. And then kind of Satis looks like they are cleaning up at this point. So very interesting, very, very interesting. That's going to be all for turn 31. Of course, we see Mother Oak here. And so we're going to head over to turn 32. Don't worry, I have a lot more turns, if you're wondering. That's just as far as it shows on the save game for the game itself, but the actual files are we have way many more files for how many games we currently have going on. So of course I finished some research and enchantment, which is nice. Other than that, we have a lot of battles back and forth. Actually, seen some Scalarian fights here. We see Ermor attacking Ashdod, and we also see End attacking Ashdod, which is very interesting. More than likely, what happened here is Ashdod lost the battle. Ashdod went and spoke with End, or spoke to him about things, saying, "Okay, I'm out of this game. You know, I'm done. Go ahead. I'll release you from our nap if we had one, or possibly he didn't even have a nap. Maybe this is just End attacking him. But this is my idea of what might be going on." And said, "Go ahead and take as much as you can away from Ermor, basically, because he's going to take everything else." So there's a good chance of that was what's going on there. So we'll go ahead and look into the Ashdod battles that we have going on, and then we will move to the Scalarian War, and then finally we will cover the Man and Abyssea War. So let's go ahead and watch this first battle here with Ermor and Ashdod. Looks like a raiding force against actually a large number of PD. Most of this might actually be some remnants of the last battle. Units that have retreated at this point, and just a combination of that and PD. So very interesting. And let's actually look. They might actually be able to win this with quickness, ethereal, but could go either way. Oh wow, they did actually win that. I was wondering how well those Anakites were going to do, but it looks like they did lose their Kohen here, so they're not going to be able to bless them again. Very unfortunate. So if that happened twice, I doubt the Anakites will be able to beat the Trias. But I don't know, there is some heavy cav, heavy infantry, and so on in there. So yeah, very nice battle there for Ashdod, being able to hold back another raid just a little bit more. We have Ermor attacking Independence. We'll go ahead and cover that real fast. Ooh, and this is the large force here. Of course, this is the remnants of what was left. You know, majority of the chaff at this point was gone. And his change in formation is something I'm not too surprised about, due to the fact of what he's fighting. Of course, he has lost so much chaff at this point, he's not going to want to continuously throw away his chaff. I do see sometimes people do that, but chaff is going to be the only way you're going to be able to siege forts down, so you have to keep that in mind. You don't want to just throw them at everything and just watch them die. Other than that, of course, he's only fighting barbarians. The knights have done great, probably on the charge, probably taking out the commander there, so good reason putting them in front. And the lictors in front, they're going to do great no matter what. So that is probably some of the reasonings from the formation change there. And no losses, so that was very good. Then we'll go ahead and watch these battles here with End and Ashdod. Sorry. Probably just small raids at this point. Some of these troops that End is able to recruit out of certain provinces here. An Earth 1 Mage, and of course the Astral 1 Holy 2. Then we have another one of the Cannibal Warriors, the Archers, and so forth. It's just another type of unit End is able to create out of certain provinces. They have special units for like highlands, wastes, mountains, um, farmlands, I think, different things. And so that's just more stuff that they're able to benefit from or use. So that is really cool. So that was the 2 battles there. We'll go ahead and look at a map on that. So we'll see possibility. Oh, so actually, from the looks of it, with End attacking Ashdod, it has caused him to cut Ermor off from killing Ashdod here. So End might be looking to take everything for himself, honestly. Not sure if Ermor and End have any kind of agreements due to the fact of them not being bordered at all. But I can honestly see Ermor saying, have no idea why you came over here. This is my war. These are my winnings, and just go ahead and attack 113 or 133. Let me tell you, End is not going to want to fight Ermor in a cave. Okay, that is going to be a terrible fight for End, no matter what. Otherwise, you'd want to see Ermor come in and take all of this here away from Ashdod. And honestly, if it even causes a war with End, I'd probably push that war. Of course, depending on Bless and different things, scenarios, stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily look like End is it looks like he's kind of out of position. So that's why I kind of thought it was kind of a really quick decision there on attacking Ashdod. But I mean, he's not too far away. So like 1, 2 turns, 3 turns out maybe, depending on what he's trying to do. We have this throne over here. The outer throne. Cool. Got a few sites there. So let's go ahead and head back to the messages we have. So we have a few battles here with Scaleria going on. So let's go ahead and watch those. I want to talk about those before we move on to the Man in Abysia War. And it's just raids against PD there for the first battle there. And of course we have Scaleria fighting the Independents, the Troglodytes on his capital. Long Dead here versus the 20 or so odd Trogs. This could be pretty bad for him. Wow, the Trogs did a lot worse than I originally thought them doing. I expected more from the Troglodytes. Still took off 90, so interesting. Here we have Machaca attacking Scaleria here in Giant Spine. Just a small raid between archers, hoplites, and spider knights. And that's just against PD. So, of course, we know who's going to win that, of course. Then here we have a battle with Scaleria versus Machaca in the Wolfen Plain. And then looks like Machaca had an army moving into the same province. So that is what happened here. That's why we see 2 battles in the same province. Let's see the first fight. Well, they should have met, not unless... I don't know, this is weird. Not entirely sure what happened. Maybe they just got here for... I don't know, I have to look at that again. So we have a lot of stuff going on. We don't see Flame Garrows coming up yet, at least. Nope, there it goes. Okay, so now Flame Garrows up. Lots of hoplites in the middle. Spiders around the sides here from the mages. They do have a certain mage. If I can find her. I think it's the sorceress. Is it the sorceress? I think the sorceress, they have free spawns. The spiders they have. Ooh, what's going on here? Not sure why these guys are turning around. Maybe misgrip. Maybe these guys are en route for some reason. Not quite sure on what's going on there, but they do have a lot of skeletons here to fight. Okay, no, they're turning around. Don't know what was going on. I don't know why they moved from up here to back here. That was strange. Don't know why they're all facing that way too. So the spiders are doing a decent job shooting webs. Hoplites are doing some damage here. Of course, due to Long Dead having pierce resistance, it's very difficult for him. Ooh, what's that, like Blade Wind or something they're casting over here? Possibly, yeah. That's going to definitely hurt the skeletons. Flaming Archers, of course, is doing some work as well. We see some fires here and there, taking a few guys out. So a lot more webs. At least the spider's doing some work here. Their attacks aren't going to be too great, but Blade Wind's doing some work though. Blade Wind will kind of cover this side for sure. That constant fire here from the arrows is definitely working. The webs from the kind of low strength skeletons here, they're having a very difficult time getting out of them. So that is definitely kind of holding a few of them up. Of course, the spiders do not have great attack density versus the skeletons, due to them being size 5. But having any kind of chaff is better than not having chaff at all. Oh, looks like we're cleaning up the last bit here. A couple more blade winds being cast by that E4. And the cultists and commanders are routing here. What is this? What is this? Soulless Warrior. Cool model. Don't see this one too often. It's like a heavy infantry model. There we go. We're catching a few of our own guys on fire, so you do have to be careful. Oh my goodness, we're catching a few of them on fire. Glad we didn't get hit by any blade winds. Oh, surprised I didn't catch him there. So of course we see that this was a win for Machaka. So yes, this is yeah, don't know what's going on here. Lost 600. Machaka lost 45. Yeah, I mean, this is the same province. I don't understand the mechanic that's going on here, though. There's a battle on Wolfen Plain, okay? There's a battle on Wolfen Plain. Okay, so they won this battle. Good. Well, then why did they have a separate battle? Not unless they broke siege. They broke siege, that's what it was. And due to the fact of this being so low on the reports here, the next one that came in line was actually the fortress battles. That is what's happening. Don't know why I was so confused on that. It happens. Because I'm sure if I looked at this here, I'd be able to tell you, oh, fortress battle. Yep. Okay. So yeah, there we go. That's what's going on. I should have looked at the battle here first instead of looking at the report. So they're fighting the remnants of what was routed from the last army, and what's on the walls. Of course, Machaka will be able to take this. You see one of their tarantulas here, hunter spiders. Yeah, that should have just looked at those there. My bad. We have a battle here with Independence attacking Satis, but of course, Satis doesn't care. They have their whole army here almost, yeah. So that is very good for them. So let's look at these Abizia and Man battles real fast. Abizia attacked Man in 1, just a raid. Man raiding Abizia back. Killing a Jade Sorceress, which is kind of nice. We already watched that. We have Man attacked Abizia, but was defeated. Very unfortunate there. Where was this at? So the only downside of raiding like this here, or doing this deep raids, if you do lose, say you attack this province here and lose in your guys' route, there's nowhere you can route to, so you'll lose that entire force. But due to him taking both of these provinces, there's a good chance that if he did have anyone survive the battle and route, that they could have gone to either one of these two provinces. So that is a possibility. Man attacking Abizia and winning. We have Man attacking Abizia and winning. Abizia attacking Man and winning. From the looks of it, this is just fire elementals that Abizia is using, of course. Very commonplace here for this nation. He's using a lesser. Surprised he's not using full size when he's a Holy 3. That might just be a scripting error. Possibly. I'm not entirely sure. Not sure. Oh, this guy's about to die, though. That's probably why he's using the raid. I don't know. Probably just maybe 1 foot. Well, I guess it depends on your fatigue and stuff like that. Don't know if he wants him falling asleep. Man attacked Abizia in 1. Ooh, actually killing 7 lava warriors here. Very nice battle. These lava warriors are kind of expensive. His cap only sacreds. So a nice trade here between the wardens and lava warriors. Makes you wonder how well a one-on-one fight would have gone with these guys. I mean, these guys are so much better, it seems, but they didn't do a good job. That's because they're not blessed as well. So keep that in mind. Of course, these guys aren't blessed, but I feel like these guys would do much better blessed. What else? Ooh, so he lost 2 commanders here in this province defense against barbarians. Just kind of an overwhelming force, it would seem. Yeah. Summon imps and probably lesser fire elementals. He might not have full-size elementals yet. So that also may be a problem. Wow, so we have 5 imps here on that commander. We have the elemental going back there. A lot of these guys are on fire. That commander was able to fight off all of those imps. Holy crap. He didn't even take a single... Well, okay, no, he did take 2 hit points of damage there. But he was able to live. Wow. Good, wow. It's very surprised for him to live through, what was that, 6 or 7 imps all attacking him? So very unlucky there. No, there's 1, 2, so 5 imps attacking. Still very surprised that he was able to live through that. And the barbarians just ran up, smacked the mages around, and the commander was like, well, screw these imps, I don't care. Oh, man, so that was really unfortunate there for Abizia, losing 185 gold mage, and then 135 gold mage. Yeah, that was a tough raid to lose. Um, and that's gonna be all the battles that we have for this turn, guys. Other than that, of course, we have 1, 2, 3 raids from Man here that went off successfully. Of course, actually this one I don't think was a raid. This was just a failed counter raid from Abizia. So that's good. I'm trying to mess with him a little bit, I suppose, but at this point he is reforming his army like he spoke about here in 42, and it looks like he's ready to go either to the cap or somewhere else, so this is going to be very, very dangerous for Man at this point. I have to give somebody a extension. Is the bot down? Fuck, I don't know. Alright, back to the video. But yeah, this is going to be very, very difficult for Man to kill here. He might be able to pull off some stuff using a lot of gems, depending on the research that he has. But he definitely needs to start pulling some stuff together, though. At this point, I would feel that they have spoke with Ermor and have some sort of agreement. So you'd want to be pulling these units up. You want to be pulling these guys up because honestly, they're not doing anything sitting in a fort in the back. These guys, you need to do something. While you have this turn here where Abizia is not ready to fight on one of your forts, I mean, you might as well, if you're not waiting on anything in particular, you might as well use this 25 PD here on the cap to your advantage. Because it's better to have 25 PD than to wait a turn, still fight the same battle, and not have it, not unless you're planning on trying to fight them in the fort. But even then, I mean, you don't want to fight Lava Warriors one-on-one. So, I don't know. Very tough call there. And that's turn 32, guys. Not too much going on. We see N kind of pushing into Ashdod. Just probably due to him losing that war. We have Machaka taking back all the lands that he owned. We have Satis broken down both of these fortifications here, so it looks like he'll be storming both of these next turn. Looking forward to that. We do see Arcosafali massing up in 59. Not sure where he's going with that, because if he was going anywhere, he would have already moved to 72 to go after Ermor, because I think that army was in 62 last turn. Maybe he's looking to pick another fight here with Ermor. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not too sure, honestly. So very interesting. Not sure what he's doing with that. Um, Other than that, we have the Busy and Man War continuing, of course. But enough said. That will be all for this episode, guys. Really hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.